What's up, YouTube? This is 82 and 0. Welcome back. So, I usually cover NBA videos, right? But this is a basketball channel. It's not just an NBA channel. And I thought it'd be fun if we talk about the GOAT conversation from the WNBA standpoint. Because it's not as clear cut. With the NBA, you got LeBron, you got Jordan, Kareem, Wilt. Obviously there's a few names, but majority of people have their mind made up. The WNBA, you can make an argument for quite a few people. So I'll just talk about a few of them. Diana Taurasi is one that comes to mind to me, and in my opinion, she's the greatest. She's the GOAT when it comes to the WNBA, possibly. But anyways, she's played her entire career with the Phoenix Mercury. She has 3 championships: 2007, 9, and 14. She's won an MVP in 2009. She's a 2-time Finals MVP, and she's the all-time leading scorer, only player over 9,000 points. She's a 5-time scoring champion and a 10-time All NBA. Or I said NBA, All WNBA first team. She hasn't won the most championships, hasn't won the most MVPs, but she's been consistent. And she's in her 40s now, and she's still playing out of her mind, right? Her most, she's still putting up good numbers. Taurasi had the highest offensive win share total at 60.49. Now, Sue Bird is second at 42.06. That's the difference between them. A few other names, right? Cynthia Cooper is a name that comes out. Played with the Houston Comets from 1997 to 2000. And then in 2003, she played there. She retired and came back. She's a 4-time champion, 1997, 98, 99, and 2000. 2-time MVP, 97 and 98. 4-time Finals MVP, 97, 98, 99, 2000, obviously. She's the all-time leader in career scoring average, 20.98 points per game. She's a 3-time scoring champion and a 4-time All-WNBA first team. She's one of the greatest scorers of all time. And, she's like, it feels so weird to say the pioneer when this is like 97, 98, 99, because that's not that long ago, right? Like, I was born in 98, it feels weird saying a pioneer, but really, she is a pioneer of the sport, She's like a Mikan almost, right? But anyways, another name that I think is in the GOAT conversation for the WNBA is Maya Moore. She played with the Minnesota Lynx. She's a 4-time champion. She won in 2011, 13, 15, and 17. She won the MVP in 2014, Finals MVP in 2013. She was a Rookie of the Year and a 1-time scoring champ. She's a 5-time All-WNBA first team and 2-time All-Defensive team. She's the number 1 pick in 2011. Moore entered the league with unthinkable expectations. By her 8th season, she had excelled all of them. And I remember when I was a kid, I went to a Lynx game. Nobody asked me what year it was. I can't remember. But I think it was probably like 2011, 12, probably 2012. And they were pretty good during that time. And moving on in the GOAT conversation, a name that I remember a lot as a kid is Lisa Leslie. She played with the Los Angeles Sparks from 97 to 2009. And I considered her when I was a kid to be like the Shaq of the WNBA. Because when I was a kid, my older brother, right? This is going to sound weird. He's 22 years older than me, right? My mom had him when she was 18 or 19, I can't remember. And she had me at 40. So there's quite a big age difference between my older brother and I. And his daughter was around my age, and she was big into the WNBA. And I remember Lisa Leslie was her favorite player when we were kids. So, anyways, that's what the memory I have with her. She's a two-time champion, 2001 and 2002, which that's what I remember because my older brother, he was a Laker fan. He liked Kobe, right? I can't stand the Lakers. But anyways, I just remember that because they were winning their championships the same time the Lakers were winning. So she's a three-time MVP, 2001, 4, and 6, two-time Finals MVP, uh, two-time Defensive Player of the Year. Now, I believe, if somebody wants to fact check me on this, if I'm wrong, I believe she's the first one to dunk in the WNBA. I could be wrong on that. Anyways, she definitely has an argument. Another person who has an argument is Cheryl Swoops because she played with the Houston Comets from 97 to 07. She played with the Storm and the Tulsa Shock. She bounced around a little bit, but she's a four-time MVP. She's a four-time champion and a three-time MVP, and she's a three-time Defensive Player of the Year. So she could do it all ends of the score, all ends of the court. But I'm saving the best ones for last. But one lady who I think really has a good case now, and I mean, she recently retired, Sue Bird. And I've heard a lot of people kind of make the comparison to her and LeBron, saying like she's the LeBron of the WNBA. And I think what they're saying is her longevity, because she won a champion. Here's what her champions were. She won 4 championships, right? She won it in 04, 2010, 2018, and 2020. Um, you know, kind of similar around the time. I mean, LeBron didn't win one in 2004, obviously, but 2010, 18, 20, those were around the time LeBron was winning championships. I've just always heard that comparison. She's the career assist leader, 7th all time in scoring, 4th all time in steals, 7th in field goals made, and 2nd in 3-pointers made. And she's the first player in WNBA history to win in 3 different decades. She'll be missed because her longevity doesn't get talked about enough. And I always liked playing with her on 2K, playing as her in 2K. But anyways, moving on. Candace Parker. She's still, in the WNBA, she could definitely win another championship. Even though she's getting up there, she's still pretty good. She has career averages of 16.7 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, 1.6 blocks. So she's a one-time champion, winning in 2016, two-time MVP, and she's the Defensive Player of the Year in 2020. And some people have compared her. It's always hard to do the NBA, WNBA comparison. I've heard some people compare her to Anthony Davis, like play style. I don't know, but she's definitely a paint beast. And one of the things that, I don't want to say I dislike her. I don't know her as a person, but one thing I've always disliked is when I play my friend in 2K. When we play the WNBA teams, he always destroys me with Candace Parker's teams. So that may be why I have a bias against her, because she's so hard to stop in 2K. A few honorable mentions. Brianna Stewart, she could build a case for herself. She's young. There's so many great young players that can definitely build it. A few other honorable mentions. Tina Thompson is a good honorable mention. Katie Smith. I would throw Brittany Griner in there. I mean, obviously she's not to the level of the other girls I mentioned, but I mean her body of work is pretty good too. She's a champion. Obviously, she won in 2014. Two-time Defensive Player of the Year, All WNBA First Team, six-time All Defensive Team. She's got great athleticism, great shot blocking ability. Some other some other ones that I could mention. Guma K is a good one to bring up, and she's still active. I think she could definitely work herself into the conversation of being the GOAT. But one name that I'm kind of biased towards, I mean, I'm just throwing her in there as an honorable mention. I mean, she's not in the GOAT conversation, but she's one of the greatest players of all time, Becky Hammond, because the reason why I like her so much is I'm a Spurs fan, and I always liked her as the assistant coach of the Spurs, and I kind of wish she would have took over for Greg Popovich, but it doesn't look like Popovich is going anywhere anytime soon. Not complaining, Popovich is a great coach, but she played with San Antonio, which is now the Aces, and she's a good coach of the Aces now. Great player, right? I mean, didn't get a championship, but one of the all-time greats. Penny Taylor is another good honorable mention. Rebecca Brunson, and I guess I'll close it out with that. Who do you think is the WNBA GOAT? And I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have a good day.